Brooks gets tossed with a flagrant 2. It seemed pretty obvious what happened on the play. You said you were going to not focus on that individual situation. Just wondered what you thought of that whole situation.
Me just focusing on the game plan, and it's a lot of time, it's a lot of game to be played when that incident happened. So, just trying to get up, protect my crown jewels, and move on to the next play. And I was able to go up. I think I knocked one out of 2 free throws, or maybe both. I don't remember.
What's going on there, good people? We back with another one. Got to talk about this LeBron Dillon Brooks thing. Now, we all saw LeBron walk up on Dillon pregame, and he had some words with him. And the things that transpired during the game last night, Dillon Brooks reaching for LeBron and hitting him right in the middle of the crown jewels, as LeBron puts it. A lot of jaw-jacking back and forth. Game got really physical. LeBron scored the first 2 of the game on Dillon Brooks, and it's been a lot said over the last few days. Dillon called LeBron old. Then you had LeBron ended his media day really quickly. For one, he probably just doesn't want to be associated with Dillon Brooks. This isn't like, him versus Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce in the series. And it's not a player of that caliber, not a player that is LeBron James, but at least like a perennial all-star. I think in a way he feels disrespected that it's Dillon Brooks that his name is being looped in with. So he was sidestepping the questions, but he said it's going to be a good game. And from the onset, the Lakers came out and destroyed them, got them off the court really fast. Ja had a heroic effort, in the second half, scored 22, 24 straight. I can't remember what the number was, somewhere in that area. And it was just too far out of reach for a real comeback, but they put up a valiant effort, I'll say that. But as far as a comeback, the game was over in the first quarter. The Lakers came out, and LeBron's depth on his team, they came out to make a statement to show that, look, we ain't playing with y'all today. Y'all getting up out of here for what Dillon Brooks said. And that was a true sign of a team that should have a chance to compete for it all. But check out what everybody had to say about it, and I'll be back with my commentary.
LeBron, you've earned a lot of great respect in this league by your accomplishments. Are you surprised with both his comments verbally and his action in the third quarter, the lack of respect?
At the end of the day, I think my resume and what I've done for this league and speaks for itself. So I don't really get caught up in those in any comments like that. And like I continue to say, like at the end of the day, my focus is to my teammates and us trying to figure out a way how we can beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, how I can beat an individual in our team. If anybody know me, they should know that's what I've always been about. And, that's all that matters.
Hey, LeBron, pre-game cameras caught you talking to Dillon. You haven't really talked much about his comments publicly, but in that moment, did you kind of address them privately, just between the two of you?
No, it wasn't private, because everybody caught it. Everybody saw it, so there's nothing private about it. It's very, very public. I like it that way.
Hey, Bron, not too many players come at you the way, Dillon publicly said that about you. So I'm wondering, how did your teammates respond to that? Do you think that had anything to do with how fired up you guys came out tonight? Like in practice, was that a talk? Was that like bulletin board material? Did it have anything to do with the way you guys came out tonight?
No, no. I don't. They know what they have to do. I know what I have to do. But this is not my first rodeo. I've had this throughout my career with, certain individuals. It's easy. It's literally easy if you want to.
Some talk about what trash talk crosses the line and what doesn't. Klay Thompson said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt. You talked about being a prideful guy and that some comments Draymond made. Would you discuss that whole issue of what's fair and not fair on the court?
What happened? What Klay said?
Yeah, and what crosses the line?
No, I'm not. What did you say Klay said?
Klay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
We won tonight. Let me not start. I don't want to start this. It's a lot to. Let me just. We won. You had a hell of a game, my boy. Yes, you had a hell of a game.
Hey, Ja. What did you think of the Dillon play? And then also with what happened this week with Draymond, a similar set of circumstances. Are you concerned that he'll be suspended for Game 4?
With how, they, treat Dillon, I honestly wouldn't be surprised, if he is. I felt like, he was ejected because of past ejections, that was made in games before. If you look at the play, he was actually, reaching for the ball on the crossover. LeBron just went behind the back. Obviously, he got hit somewhere, it's tough for a man, but flagrant one, okay, but ejection, I don't agree with it at all, but it's pretty much, out of my hands. Hopefully, we have him for Game 4,
Do you have to pick him up at all? Is he in good spirits, Dillon, that is? And I guess, what's the message now going to Game 4?
I don't feel like you ever have to pick Dillon up. His mindset, he's a, big-time competitor. Always, give his all. I feel like, people misjudge him by, how he, talk. How I was raised, I feel like, everybody, put their shoes on the same way you do. And my pops always told me, there's no friends inside those, 4 lines. So always, bet on yourself and, have that confidence. And he doesn't lack any confidence at all, and you can see that. And, people, try to bash him. He get booed, pretty much everywhere we go. But, that's just that mentality he has. It's not that, he lack respect, for anybody. People don't hear what, things he say on the court. If, somebody scores, sometimes he be like, oh, yeah, good bucket. But all they hear is, what he say here. So, yeah, I don't feel like, we got to pick him up at all. But, hopefully we have him for, Game 4.
We saw the league, basically say Draymond was given, the 1-game suspension because of history. Last season, Dillon Brooks got the 1-game suspension. Is there any concern on that end?
I haven't had a chance to see the play yet, but, from what I could see, it looked like it was incidental contact. Dillon's a physical defender. It almost looked like, from live action that LeBron had made a crossover move and Dillon took a stab at the ball and, accidentally caught him, in the wrong position. And his spirits are high. He was remorseful. He's competing. He's into the game. I didn't think it was anything malicious. James Harden did something similar and didn't get any type of suspension or anything like that. So I think that DB should be able to play next game for sure.
Yeah, man. So now we're looking to see if Dillon Brooks is going to be suspended for next game. I'm going to say he probably won't be suspended. Dillon Brooks got off the court in a timely fashion, and there wasn't an injury like Gary Payton. He was out for an extended period when Dillon Brooks undercutted him. But I feel like since LeBron was able to continue playing and he didn't engage the Staples Center crowd, he didn't talk junk to the other players, he just got on off the court. I feel like he'll be back for next game. Ja made him a victim, like how they treat Dillon Brooks. No, Dillon Brooks has earned some of those suspensions in the past. He probably didn't earn one here if he was truly reaching for the ball, but everybody knows LeBron's tendencies to go behind his back. Rarely is LeBron under pressure crossing over in front of a defender. I don't even remember seeing him put the ball out in front. He tries to use his body, to protect the ball at that size, Now, Dillon Brooks, he said that he refused to speak to the media last night, and this is why people call the Memphis Grizzlies front runners, right? Had he won, he would have been talking still, even though he was ejected. He would have talked, but and I ain't talking about talking trash. Just answer the tough questions. Whenever you're winning and it's all about you. You got your shades on, you running your mouth, but as soon as you lose, we can't find you nowhere for no media interview. These Grizzlies love to talk, but get so quiet when they lose one game. It's just 2-1. You ain't got nothing to say. I mean, that's why people call them front runners, and they've been a lot more humble in their interviews. I noticed Ja talks a different way. Bane, all these guys talk so different than they did against Steph and the Warriors. They always felt like they could beat them, or felt like they're more athletic, or felt like Clay and Steph athletically just couldn't keep up with them. They probably felt that way because they don't have a young Iguodala no more and all that, but they feel like LeBron is a superior physical specimen, and so is AD, so they feel like, let's be quiet and try to win humble. You can't win humble now. You've been running your mouth all year. Keep talking that junk. Now it's the time to talk. We in the playoffs. This is a time where people actually wouldn't have the same problem with you talking. You run your mouth all year, and now you're trying to win humble and quiet, or trying to compete humble and quiet. That's not the identity y'all wanted. So you need to keep that same energy you have for Steph and the Warriors for the Los Angeles Lakers. Nobody's going to take pity on y'all or feel like, oh, they just competing. Nah, man, go out there, run your mouth the whole time. Ja needs to see you playing guitars, gritty and all that. No, I ain't seen one gritty all series. I want to see you, dialing up, calling on the phone and all that. I want to see the binoculars on the pass. I want to see all of that stuff we've been seeing all year. Now, Biceps Bane, he called out, what's my man name? Rui Hachimura, talking about he could only do that one game. He's done it in game 2 and game 3. He's just as good as you, if not better. He just don't get the opportunities you get in the NBA. I think some of these people get it mixed up about what they really are as players, opposed to opportunities and who's on your roster and the amount of shots you allowed. You see Rui in a role where he is allowed to score with that second unit most of the time. Man, Rui is putting up buckets. So Bane talking about, I bet he can't do it again. That rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that either. I didn't make a video on it, but that's pretty crazy to me for him to feel like he could say that about anybody. Yeah, man. So the Grizz, though, only one I'll say is Jaren Jackson Jr. is just doing what he does. I ain't really heard Jaren Jackson Jr. talk crazy too much. He actually played high school basketball with Jordan Poole, so when all that whole thing was going on, he was like, well, Jordan Poole ain't a dirty player, because he knew him and everything. So he didn't feel like he was trying to hurt Ja last year. So I would say Jaren Jackson Jr. is the only one that need to be quiet. Everybody else need to talk until they go hoarse, because that's what they've been doing all year, man. But look, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.